Hi there, I've just sort of nearly home, thank goodness, on my run, and I thought I'd stop and share some thoughts with you. And what's on my mind today is courage, and there's some clunky symbolism in the background, if you've noticed. And this is on my mind because I've come across a philosopher called Paul Tillich, and he wrote an essay called The Courage to Be. And he's a philosopher who Martin Luther King chose to write his PhD thesis on. And one of the striking aspects of his work is that he urges us to recommit to courage every day. And I've always loved the word courage because it means, heart, cœur from the French heart. And it's something we feel in our hearts and has a lot of power. And, recommit to courage every day, but also in the moment. We're faced with choices. What's the more courageous choice here? And we will see the benefits of that. And this idea sort of collided with another idea from a book called The Power of Letting Go, which is about emotions. And the author talks about this spectrum of emotions we have as human beings, and how emotions are really in charge of our thoughts. One emotion can unlock a tirade, a tyranny of thousands of thoughts that we can get lost in and might be unhelpful. So really, to change our thoughts, we need to change how we feel. We need to change our emotion. And something he said in the book that really kind of shone out for me was that courage is really at the halfway point of the positive emotions, which are at the top of the spectrum, and what we might call the negative, don't like that word, but the negative emotions which are below that. Shame, guilt, anxiety, hopelessness, overwhelm, despair. And if we can find courage in a small act, a small action, that will help us to move up that scale, and that will help us to change our thoughts into something more helpful. If it's pride in what we've just achieved, whatever it is. So I would urge you today, to, in a moment, if you feel stuck around a thought, an action or a decision, what's the courageous path that you can choose? And just be mindful, what's the impact of that and choosing that on your thoughts and your emotions? So I'll leave you with that. Have a very lovely Wednesday. Bye.